Stay in front of it. Come on, Thomas. Thomas.
We can play tomorrow.
That was my fault. Come on. One more.
Very well crafted film. It really got the story across through Thomas's point of view. So I thought it was just very like the use of images, the editing, the pacing of it, the soundtrack, everyone's performances in this film. It was all just super well done. To get such a powerful story across without any dialogue or just incidentals is not an easy thing to do, and I thought it was just superbly done in this film. Very strong impact, really effective control of the emotional content in this film, and I thought it was just overall just really superb.
Honestly, for something that was only 3 minutes long, was able to tell such a broad story, especially with the fact that it basically had very minimal dialogue. The dialogue wasn't even conversational. It was just kind of like background noise in the sense of to really pick up the scene. So it was really amazing to really see how each scene was filmed to really show who Thomas was, his struggle with his life at home, his life at school, his relationships between his and his mother, him and his father, and just kind of this transition of everything. And it was just such a great story without it being a full-length hour and a long movie, which it could so easily be. But for something that is honestly 3 minutes, it took such a crazy life and put it into the 3 minutes in such a beautiful way that you really did understand what was happening. And yeah, it's crazy because it is a thing that so many kids have to live through, and it's something that a lot of people don't see or witness, or they just don't know when to step in. So really, honestly, a beautiful film. It was so well done and so well edited, put together. The whole concept itself was really, really great. So I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, great job.
This was such a beautiful, heart-wrenching film. It brought me to tears. The performances of the cast were amazing. The lead went through so much horrific bullying and name-calling at school and was misunderstood by his dad at home and in the neighborhood. The images of the lead's creativity and dancing were beautiful, and the sensitive piano soundtrack so appropriate. Very sad to see the stat near the end of the film regarding suicide in the LGBTQ community, but I appreciated the motivating last line in the film regarding standing up and speaking up against homophobia. Well done, film.
This is a very artistic piece. It is beautifully shot and it has quite an intense storytelling. The close-ups and the music are a perfect touch to showcase the importance of acceptance, love, and caring. But most of all, I think it helps build awareness and towards the importance of constant communication and openness and just love. It is important as well to remind us that bullies should not be tolerated anywhere, much more less starting at your own home. So it is just a very powerful short film. It has so many messages that it's just very relevant these days.
This great flash in the pan short that depicts the difficulties that a child's gonna have that doesn't fit in the quote-unquote box, the box that society kind of fits for them. And in the case of LGBTQ youth, that box almost never fits. And while we're doing good work to try to reshape that box, make it more accommodating to different sizes, let's say, and shapes, it could still be really challenging for the support systems around a child who is LGBTQ to be supportive, to understand fully who they are and that this is who they are. And we see that struggle here for Thomas, we see it for his family, but we also see a glimmer of hope, and we obviously hope that that hope can extend out to so many children who are currently suffering.
It's a very quick 3.5-minute portrait of a young boy who is clearly gay or queer or non-binary in some way, and runs into the usual problems. He's very public. The father, of course, is not liking of his behavior and is very, inconsiderate and insensitive. All the bullies, of course, beat him up, and everybody thinks he's odd, which, in a longer version, all of these things would be more developed and nuanced and still be true. But in this compressed version, it was a little tough. And the saving grace at the end is Thomas makes this little suit and does this glittery public dance on the street for all his neighbors, and that appears to win everybody over. So it's a bit much to completely embrace, but a worthy effort.
They really captured those beautiful, intimate moments of when he was able to express himself fully and joyously in the way that he felt most alive and vibrant. And I think that's all we should really want from our kids. But you can see how either agreeing with or subverting or challenging gender norms trumps people's love and relationships and ability to be kind in so many situations, from the policing of gender outside the home in the school environment and with kids, but also from inside the home. And when not performing the perfect masculine ideals, there's this pushback towards this sweet child. But I loved those moments of joy that they found in the piece. We know there's oppression, but there's also joy in discovering oneself and going full tilt into what feels good. This hazy sun-soaked shots where time seemed to slow down, the solidarity and support from his mother, and those final moments just felt really beautiful. And I think gave hope for other future kids to explore what's true to them. Very cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing more from this director.
Very heartbreaking short film about a kid who likes to wear dresses. And even though he is LGBTQ, for his age, he might not know any better. And you can clearly tell that he doesn't realize why everyone's making fun of him and ostracizing him. It's bad enough when he gets bullied at school constantly, but to come home and get that same treatment from his own dad, that's very overwhelming. And you get the sense that by the end of it, he's learned to accept it and love himself for who he is, and that he doesn't care what others think or say. But when they flash that statistic of 40% of LGBTQ youth considered taking their own life, you realize that Thomas is the exception to the rule. And so I hope that this film opens a lot of people's eyes to this sort of thing, and that it causes people to treat kids like Thomas way different than they were before.